Why personal branding, right? Why do I need to, build my personal brand? You love money, don't you? I love money. Right? You want to be someone of impact. You want to be valuable. You want someone to refer to you as, oh, I like this person. I like how they think, or I like how they do their things, right? You want to be that kind of person that's when you're not in the room, people can talk about you in a positive way. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first ever episode of the Musings and Raws podcast. I am Jumoke Shotonwa, and I'll be your amiable, beautiful, amazing host on the podcast series, right? We're talking about different things. For this podcast, what we aim to do is to debunk, popular opinions or popular myths that are not necessarily truth, right? And we're just going to have conversations around it and balance it, right? I'm not here to talk at you. I'm here to just share my opinion, share truth, and just, have a conversation with you, my perspective to how these things are, right? So you're welcome to today's episode. And today we'll be talking about something important, something I want you to do, something I want you to know, something that you need to start paying attention to, right? And it is called, who can guess? Personal branding, right? Talking about your personal brand, how you can build a brand that makes you money, build a brand that makes you impactful, build a brand that makes you valuable, right? A lot of people like me, you and I, we feel like we can just live our lives anyhow, and at the end of the day, we want to make money out of it. It doesn't happen that way. I'm sure you've seen people who just from nowhere, you just see them doing well. You see their names everywhere. You see people recommending them for things, and you're wondering where these people come from or what's happening. What are they pulling? What string are they pulling? It's because they've been able to consistently build a personal brand, right? And what is a personal brand? Why should I build a personal brand? Why is it important to me? Why is it important that I even pay attention to it, right? And let me tell you why it's important. It's important because you are a special person. It's important because you are unique. There's something about you that is different from every other person, right? When God created you, God realized and said, let me create, what can I call, for example, Sheon. Let me create Sheon. And let me just put this beautiful, unique touch to her. She can see the world in a different way. What other people cannot see. She just has that unique strength or unique capability to see the world in a different way. Other people are seeing something and she's like, we can just turn it into something else. That's something unique about Sheon, right? And if you're listening to me, there's something unique about you. And that's why we're talking about personal branding. So you can leverage that uniqueness. You can leverage that distinction, that thing that is distinct about you, right? And that's how you build a personal brand. First of all, recognizing what's unique about you, right? And then begin to play to that uniqueness or play to your strength, like we'll call it, right? Why personal branding, right? Why do I need to, build my personal brand? You love money, don't you? I love money. Right? You want to be someone of impact. You want to be valuable. You want someone to refer to you as, oh, I like this person. I like how they think, or I like how they do their things, right? You want to be that kind of person that's when you're not in the room, people can talk about you in a positive way. When you're not in the room, people can say good things about you. That's what personal branding does, right? It's what gives people what to say about you. It's the thing that determines what people say about you when you're not in the room. Right now, let's do like a little deep dive. Let's look at ourselves. Look at yourself. What's your name? Just say it to yourself. Right? My name is Jumoke. What's unique about me? What makes me different? What makes me unique? I mean, I like to call myself a multi-influential person. Right? That means there's so many things about me, so many different things about me. Right? So have you discovered those things about you? Right? You need to discover those things about you to make you stand out from the crowd. When you walk into a room, what makes you different? Is it your smile? Is it your eyes? Is it your charm? You need to know that, because if you don't know that, you won't be able to build a personal brand. We call it personal brand because it's about you, a person. It's unique to you. So you need to build it, right? So let's look at some things and ways we can build our personal brand, all right? What's that thing we want the world to know about? Or what's that messaging we want the world to know about it. Like I said, I want to be known as a multi-influential person, right? A person who loves young people, loves to help young people. I want to be someone known for that. So look at yourself. What do I want to be known for? What's that thing? Is it my work? Is it my values? Right? Is it my fun self? Right? What's that thing about you want the world to know about? You want the world to see? That's what we talk about personal branding. I mean, it doesn't have to be everything about you, but that thing that stands you out. What's that one thing? What's the value you have? Think about it. What are my values? Right? What are my aspirations? What are my goals? What do I want the world to see and know about me? And some questions I'd like you to ask, right? Number one, who are you besides what you do? Who are you beside what you do? Remember I said I'm a multi-influential woman. I'm not a PR professional. I'm not a fashion stylist. I am. So who am I besides being a PR professional or besides being a fashion stylist, right? So who are you beside that? Number two, what are the things you value most in life? So maybe you value your family, you value fun, you value God. What are the things you value most in life? Write it down. That's the way you can know what stands out to you or what you really hold dear to you, right? Number three, what do you do? Number four, who do you do it for? I'm telling you the way you can begin to, craft your personal branding, your personal messaging, right? What do you want the world to see and know about you, right? At the end of the day, when you begin to pay attention to these about yourself, about what makes you unique, it gives you leverage, right? It just gives you a mark in the world. You can confidently make your mark in the world because this is who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. You need to understand yourself. That's how you can stand in the world and and face it. That's how you can stand in the world and conquer. That's how you can stand in the world and succeed because you know who you are. The world doesn't depict who you are, not what somebody says. If you're waiting for validation, if you're waiting to be affirmed by somebody else before you know who you are, then you're already getting it wrong and mixed up, right? So it's about knowing who you are as a person. What matters to me? What are my values? What are my strengths? Oh, I have a very a good critical thinking skill. I know how to think critically. Oh, I'm a good leader. I know how to lead people, right? I'm a good manager, right? What is that thing? I'm very creative. I know how to put, one thing and turn it into 10 different things. That's what we talk about, your strength. I know how to mix colors together. What is that thing that stands you out? You need to discover it and you need the world to know about it. Because if the world doesn't know about it, you might have an amazing personality, right? You might have, you can be phenomenal, but nobody knows about it, right? And how would you make money from that? How would you, create impact from that? So you need to know that, embrace it, and begin to share it to the world, right? Remember, I'm really, really focused on knowing who you are, right? Besides what you do, who you are. There are two approaches in building a personal brand, right? There's the internal approach and then there's the external approach, right? The internal approach is from the inside out, which means this will last because you understand who you are, you embrace who you are, and then you're building yourself from what you believe from the inside out. From the external approach, this is very fickle. It doesn't last. This is what I wear, where I go to, people I know, the car I drive, the house I live in. That's very, very, very fickle. It will not last, right? What really lasts and what people look out for, they want the real you, the you on the inside, right? So you need to find that you on the inside. You have to be authentic. It's called authenticity. That's how you build a personal brand from the inside. It's a flow. It has to flow from the inside out. There are different things that might limit you from, expressing yourself. You might have self-doubt. You might have, childhood traumas. You might have limiting beliefs that, it makes you feel like you're not good enough. Let me tell you today, you are good enough, right? There's something that makes you unique. It's your strength and you must play to that strength. What are the things that you do better than any other person in the room? When you walk into a room, when you're in a room of 3, 4, 5 people, what's that one thing that stands you out? Play to that. Begin to, pay attention to that. And this would in turn make you stand out from the crowd. This will in turn this is what will make you build a personal brand, right? So you must pay attention to this because at the end of the day, when you're 50, when you're 40, when you're 60, and I'm saying 40, 50, 60, it's a long-term game. It's a long-term plan, right? It's not something that we're going to say, oh, today, tomorrow, oh, I'll be the personal brand. No, it's something that you need to pay attention to because it would yield good harvest. I'm serious. It will yield something good for you at the end of the day, right? So you must pay attention to it. You want to be called in rooms when people are discussing about opportunities. You want them to mention your name. Oh, this guy is really good at what he does, right? This person would not change like weather, all right? This is how it is. When he says one thing, it is one thing. Begin to build that, your credibility, right? You need to begin to build that. Don't be like wind. Today you're here, tomorrow you're there. You need to pay attention to your personal brand, right? Now, if you feel like if you feel like, okay, I don't think I'm really great, right? What you need to do is begin to invest in yourself. You're your greatest asset. Trust me, you are your greatest asset. The opportunities people have, the celebrities, the people you look up to out there, the opportunities you think they have is because of who they are. Right? So you need to begin to invest in yourself. Read books, speak to people, go out, expose your mind, watch videos, expose yourself, invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset, right? Begin to give value to yourself, put in value. And then as you put in value, because you cannot give what you don't have, right? So if you don't have the value, how are you going to give value? So begin to invest in yourself. But first of all, you need to sit down. You need to think about your life. Talk to yourself. Who am I? What are my values? What is my uniqueness? What is that one thing I can do that others in the room cannot do? And as you begin to, pay attention to these things and you begin to build yourself, you're going to see the value that you are, the value that you create, the impact you begin to create in the world around you, in your environment, wherever you find yourself, right? So I want you to pay attention to that. Don't live your life casually. Think about your life. Think about the last 3-4 years of your life. What are the things that if I had done 4 years ago, I would have reaped by now? Begin to think about it and begin to make conscious progress, right? Begin to work towards it, right? I want to be this person. I want to be that person. I want to be, a person of integrity. I want to be a person of excellence. I want to be a honest person. Begin to think about those values and work towards it, right? Expose your mind. Read books. Go to places, have conversations with people, right, that have the values that you want, so that you can begin to see things in those, in that light, right? So when you've done all of this, right, when you've identified your strength, when you've exposed your mind, when you've, invested in yourself, give yourself the permission to show up as that person every single day. And this is where the hard work is, right? Change doesn't come easy. Change is constant, but it doesn't come easy, right? To be that person of value, to be that person of impact, you now need to, show up as that person every single day. You have different things in your mind telling you one thing. Oh, you're not this person, you're not that person. You need to shut out those words. You need to shut out those thoughts in your mind, right? Shut it out. And then begin to live up to who you really are, right? Communicate it. Find a channel. It could be your Instagram. It could be your Twitter. It could be people around you. Find a channel to express that to the people, to the world, right? Communicate who you are. Communicate your values. You have a unique perspective to you, right? You accept yourself. Accept yourself. That's who you are. Stop comparing yourself with other people, right? You're not that person. You are you for a reason. So accept yourself. Love yourself and begin to communicate who you are to your world. And as you do that consciously every day, people begin to catch up and embrace that person that you are. All right. I hope you've learned something on today's episode on Muses and Raws. Please let me know what you learned today. Right. I'm really rooting for you. I want you to be the best version of yourself. Right. As you begin to, introspect, as you begin to invest in yourself, as you begin to know your values and communicate it to the world, you will see the impact in your life. All right. So I trust you and I'm rooting for you. I'd like to know what you learned on today's episode. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comment so I can read from you. All right. I love you and I'm rooting for you. Thank you. See you at the next episode. Bye.